As we shape a park, we have to be very careful. Right now, it's easy to remember because this place that I want to be a park, have people in it, have metal chairs and tables, have a little space with a light, have correctly sized paths that are easy to get through, and have a high level of human use. I also want to keep as green as possible. The most powerful green are natives, although we'll pick and choose what natives we like or don't. Like the kind of native plants that are pretty for a bit and then make spiky seeds that spike into your clothes and make it so you'd rather throw your socks out than get all those seeds out of there. Those might not be the most popular plants. This time of year is awesome. It's covered in wildflowers. There's lots of them. And you know, you cut the hell out of them and they just come back. They're tough. So the cool thing is we can leave as many of those as possible, and that people's feet will kind of take care of that, as long as they're not too obnoxious a plant. And then there's trees that grow up, and sometimes I change my plans based on where things want to grow. I mean, if something really want to grow somewhere, I'm not going to fight it. Hey, watch out for the machete. Dogs should watch out for machetes. Hey, Shiva, you having fun with the puppies? Oh, that's great. There's some puppy dog fun action going on. So this is an ongoing thing at the end of the rainy season, late October, looking at what plants just take this place over. I mean, you can't feel that comfortable walking through it. Your legs will get all wet. You'll get seeds on you. Also, you don't know where the trails are. I can barely identify this trail. And that's a trail that there's a tree that is on it. And then there was a trail over here, which is a good trail to have and should be recovered, but that's going to require either a whole lot of machete action or a weed whacker. I'm going to go with the weed whacker as being the best solution here, unless somebody really wants a workout, because a weed whacker can cut in half an hour what a person can cut in 6 or something. We should actually have weed whacker, machete, and scythe competitions. It'd be very fun. And there's a lot of details to how you would, think something was good or bad. I have planted a lot of cedars in here. A local guy saw those and he was like, don't plant cedars. And I was like, yeah, okay, I hear you. I'm bad, I won't do it. No, what I'm going to do is control the cedars. All of them are sculptures, And the reason not to have a forest of cedars is because it has the same problem as a forest of pines. It just covers the land and you don't get any biodiversity around it. Very annoying. So you cedars are in big trouble. Oh, these are gorgeous though. They've gotten so big. Oh, it's great. What I'm standing in the middle of here is a cedar circle, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, it shouldn't be so close together, 5, 6, 7, 8, but somebody over here died. There should be a cedar over there too. We planted a cedar circle. Oh wait, there's 3 over there. So somewhere in here, these trees took over wherever the cedar was, probably. There might be a cedar hidden in there somewhere, I don't know, but these trees are fighting it out. Anyway, the plan is to have a cool circle of cedars here. They're pretty far apart, and I don't know what's too close, what's too far. We'll find out. These are going to get sculpted inward like a hedge. They're going to get tied together with string so that after they get over human height, we're going to start curving them inward, and they're going to make a big dome. And I don't know how that will shake out. I suspect I should plant other cedars outside of it, and maybe even inside, or maybe other things like oaks in here to make furniture with. I mean, I expect a fire pit in the middle, but what if we grew specifically like oaks take a long time, and we try and be patient people, but maybe we should on this one look for a more rapid benefit. So we could grow cedars horizontal, we could grow this native tree, and we could test it. Let's make furniture with it. You know, it wants to grow. It's an acacia. It's an okay tree. Easy to ignore because it just kind of takes over an area and it's like, go machete the hell out of that. But let's not ignore the natural tree resources we have available to us. They're already trying to do work for us and they can be used for something. I mean, this one over here looks like you can almost tie the branch together and make like a grown dream catcher, a grown dream catcher wheel. That'd be cool. And like sturdy, not plastic. Made of wood that already wants to be in that shape. And then you put your string between it and your feathers or your crystals or whatever shit. People love that stuff. Dream catchers. My dream catcher is my camera. I wake up at night, I have a dream, I try and record it. I don't do too well at that because I don't know, sometimes I'm thinking about my dream and I'm like, I don't feel like recording it. But some of them that I've recorded are odd, disjointed stories. They're vaguely about stuff I think about, I suppose. Oh, this is looking so pretty. So it's so tempting right now, and this is always this temptation. If you have a tool, use it. If you have a tool, use it. That is how we feel all the time. So we make a flat spot. But I think it's dangerous. I think these wildflowers are exciting. And also, there's not a lot of places like this around here. The birds are going to eat these seeds and they're going to spread them everywhere. I'm a fountain of wildflowers. That's cool. That excites me. I still would like a place to sit around here. So that's the question. That's the question. That's the question. Think about it. What's the minimum we can cut to have the people be comfortable in the space while keeping maximum diversity with a little bit of adjustment perhaps? But not thinking like park makers, like all of this shit needs to be cleared out, so I'll put in a park. No, the park's already here. Try not to destroy it. And this is why I'm afraid of some programs and things, like people want to make things better. I mean, I'm a person who wants to make things better too. I'm very sympathetic with the general concept, but I think that we need to humble ourselves and be very cautious when we have dangerous tools, even as simple as this. And there are people out there with bulldozers in charge of this crap. You know, I'll make a park. And they make a park, and it's boring and dead. Some of the parks I've seen are as dead as cemeteries in the United States. Sterile. I wouldn't want to end up there. Mexico knows how to do cemeteries better, at least around here, than the U.S. does. Oh, piece of crap cemeteries are. Although there's a lot of reasons for that, and I'm not criticizing anybody. Look, there's a cedar over here. I thought there was supposed to be like a cedar entry we were going to make. What happened to this cedar? That's the thing, is we also don't take very good care of trees. So what we have to do is come in here and say, okay, if there's an overall plan for this park thing, then we do actually have to look at what we did and what worked. And there's so many fun experiments to be had in here. It's crazy. Like how should this entryway to this area be? You know, shall we squeeze people in to control it? Should we put temporary controls so that something, I don't know. as long as there's a lot of biomass, I'm not too worried about it. But there are certain plants which are awesome sculptural elements that we can use to sculpt this space. Things like a nut tree over there. That won't be that important, but it's the only nut tree I have that's that big. The other ones are this big, and I worry that they'll die. I mean, they barely make it. That one's happy. So the answer to that is plant hundreds more nut trees, see where they like to be. But more sculptural plants that impress people are things like medicinal bananas with their big leaves, or we planted magueys in a few spots. We should plant a whole bunch around here, just in case that spot looks cool. The seeds are cheap. I mean, the plants are cheap. Like, just plant them everywhere. And then we planted whole lines of really cool kind of purple nopal over there. We planted them too close together, kind of as an experiment. And also it was just two people working, and neither one of us really felt like doing it, but we need a little exercise, so we made a little experiment. Even plants like Carachina, which is my least favorite plant out here, yeah, we can always cut those and see what happens. But don't forget, those are potentially useful too. So cut those carefully as well. They are part of the diversity, especially if we cut 80%, 90% of them out, then they won't be a common plant in this spot. And we can always kill them later on if we want to. There's a lot of cool plants in here. What's great also in this area is that it becomes completely impossible to tell the difference because it's so covered in plants. There's no dirt or grass. It becomes very possible to even tell what's native and not native. Like, this is not a native plant right here. It fits in quite well. It looks spiky, but surprisingly doesn't hurt you if you touch it very much. This was a road right here, but it grew over. So anyway, this is really fun. It's fun. It's a tiny park plaza thing design stuff that follows different rules than the normal ones. And that's fun to experiment with. Oh, my camera's getting wet out here.